Hi everyone. I already talked about my project at the State Department, so I think today I will be very brief about the project and then I will go on with the activity. So the name of the series of the project is Workshops to Improve Assessment Practices in Reading and Writing. The next one will be hosted by Hanoi University, and the participants are 14 teachers, very young teachers in my department. But of course, I expect that other participants will be other teacher trainers in my department and in some other departments. We will have about 8 workshops, about 2 hours each, and from December 2010 to January 2011. I think I will skip the action research and problem identification. The training components, there are 4 components. The first one is about assessment principles and issues. The second one, assessment in reading. The third one, assessment in writing. And the last one is alternative assessment. Okay. So the first one, as you may expect, it is about principle assessment terms, understand all the issues and things related to assessment. For example, how assessment can go hand in hand with learning and teaching, how they support each other, and things like what type of assessment is relevant at some specific situation. The next one, please. The next one about reading assessment. Some of my teachers may feel that it is very easy because they just take the test from maybe TOEFL or IELTS or anything from the other kind of international tests. But actually, it is very difficult to design some kind of relevant test items in reading, and you need to have knowledge of the how to analyze the items, and also how background knowledge may be related to reading, and also because there are many alternative forms of reading assessment. So this is important. As I said before, it is a very exciting realm because it brings assessment to life, and we will do something like portfolio or maybe different kinds of projects. And this is something new to all young teachers because they were only used to end of term test. Okay, so next one, please. Materials. As you may expect, all the materials will be the online courses that I and also one of my colleagues and I attended, and also the Summer Institute here. So all the PowerPoint slides and research articles, and of course we bring our materials into action too. So we will have something like, for example, all the past test papers, departmental assessment policy, because it's very important for us to review and reflect and improve. Yeah, next one, please. The emphasis about delivery things here, the emphasis will be on participants' involvement and interaction. So this is something very new to the young teachers because they are only very familiar with lecture type. But in these series of workshops, they will be doing home reading and then doing their own presentations. They will have to develop questions for discussion, and of course there are many other pair and group work activity on test analysis, and then they need to write something that I like very much, which is reflective journals. So to reflect on what they have been doing and things like that. And of course there will be peer feedback on their products, the final products, for example, when they develop their own assessment forms in reading and writing. From December to January, and then in term 2 of the academic year, we hope that we will implement all the ideas here. And then of course in summer there will be feedback and review based on something like maybe we will keep some kind of journal or maybe working logs, and then we look back and then review all the things. And now I would like to go on with the second part of my presentation, which is an activity. All the participants will be young teachers and also some teacher trainers. And also, if I give you an activity, strongly connected to assessment, I will need to give you a lot of background, things, and also it requires reading. And that's why I choose something which is quite simple. This is the warming up activity for the first session in the first component about looking into assessment principles and issues. So stage 1, I would like you to think about assessment at your institution. Now, this is as in Vietnam, all teachers will have a second job. So we are university teachers, but maybe we have a lot of experience with very young students and maybe teenagers and maybe very old people. So when I say at your institution, maybe they can think about not in Hanoi University, but maybe in a school that they have been working part-time or things like that. But I think the discussion here and also the song are very important to as a springboard, for the first session, because it brings up all the problems that Vietnamese have, the mismatch between teaching and testing and assessment and all of this. So I think it will bring the workshop nicely to the next part of the workshop. Okay, thank you.